Hey guys, it's Devious Bonafel once again bringing you another crappy video. I'm kidding. So, what I want to talk about today is that I don't have any gameplay footage for you right now. I got tons in freaking OBS, but I didn't want to show any because today I kind of wanted to make a little bit of a teaching video for people that are playing and don't really understand why they're not doing the the high DPS, the high damage. Why am I no good? Why? Or if you've never really played the game and you're really interested on how the whole class system works. So I guess you could say I've been experimenting, but not experimenting. I've been really, doing a lot of PvP. Once I was able to find a zone where there was a lot of, reds that I could kill, because I don't really want to kill greens. But I found a lot of reds I could kill, and then I was really, just screwing around with my setups and stuff like that. And I want to talk about something that I've noticed in this game. And what I've noticed in this game is that there's 3 types of damage. First off, you got your melee. Second off, you got your range, so your archery. And third off, you have your magic damage dealers. Now this is what I've seen. Magic damage dealers are the most predictable in the fight because usually they get most of their damage out of a certain combo, because magic damage dealers have the highest damage potential. Now they only have the highest damage potential when they pull off their successful skill combos, putting some type of fire debuff on you so they can raise you up even higher with their bubble and you do more damage, and then put the meteor right on top of you, the meteor shower, followed up by the chain lightning, and it's GG. But that's kind of a very predictable approach. I find when I went up against a lot of magic damage dealers, mages, wizards, whatever you want to call them, I kind of read their moves before they could even do it, and I cheesed a lot of their mechanics just by backflipping out of it, or just pretty much doing some type of gap closers, so I completely miss it entirely and I just go straight on top of them, which I found was very interesting. Another thing that I really noticed is that archery is is kind of the last in damage wise. Melee has more burst potential and higher damage numbers than archery, but archery is kind of the second class that is kind of predictable but unpredictable at the same time. The reason why it's kind of predictable is because you're always going to know that an archer is going to stay between 20 and 25 meters, but they're kind of unpredictable because you have a lot of different chains and combos you can do, which you won't really realize because it's always an arrow being shot at you, so you really don't know what they're freaking casted. I kind of like that. It's kind of fun. So yeah, it's kind of falling in that number 2 category right there, predictable and unpredictability. And the number 3 would be melee. Melee being the second highest damage potential when it comes down to crits and getting up in your face with the 2 hands and just going wow. But it is the most unpredictable class to play against. Now the reason why I say this is that melee has a lot of abilities to them that they can do, but if they're for example a dark runner, they have a lot of abilities open to them, but they have very limited combos. Usually most dark runners run a very simple combo system, but I've seen really good dark runners that really know how to change it up and keep people on your toes. But tanks in general, if you're playing, for example, an abolisher, it's really hard to really know what the abolisher is going to do, because that style of melee, it's a lot of close quarters abilities with some gap closers and pulls, being able to grapple yourself to them. They have a lot of abilities like that, but also because they're so quick, they're a little bit sluggish, but because they're so close and quick, You really can't have that good of a reaction time versus another melee. The only thing that I've really noticed when against melee is that if they put some type of buff on themselves or debuffs on you, that's when it's really noticeable. But besides that, you really don't know what they're freaking casting half the time, because they don't require a lot of chains or combos. So yeah, that's the one thing I really like about melee, is that it's really unpredictable. So yeah, so we've talked over that. Now, for example, a melee would be like Battle Rage, Defense, and Oromancy. You get like an Abolisher, or you can switch out the Oromancy for like, Shadow Play, and you get like a Blighter, so you get high mobility instead of, more tankiness. And if you really want to go like, full balls to the walls, you could actually switch out your Defense for Oromancy, and you can get like a Dark Runner, which is like high mobility, high utility, because you have a lot of cleanses and you can take your like a lot of CC breakers, like sleeps and stuff like that. You get an actual sleep that actually steals a buff, and you get a teleport, so that's more of a high ability. So once again, high mobility type of style. In the middle, mobility and damage. Damage and tank, and then going full tank. So that kind of shows, like switching up the trees, what you can get out of it with different melee styles. Now, what I found with archery, just get archery out of here. There's a few different types of archeries you can run. The one archery, which a lot of people that really do run, Oromancy. Get some Oromancy in there. Primeval. Now, Primeval is a high mobility, basically just kite and shoot arrows all day. Usually, you kind of invest a lot into your archery. Only into your mobility for shadow play and your teleport. You're mostly investing a lot of your teleport. Also, you can invest in your conversion shield if you want some damage reduction, but it's mostly your teleport and just getting out of CCs. Another style that I really like to play is Stone Arrow. Now, Stone Arrow, basically, you have to play more with your archery and shadow play, and you have to combo a lot between your archery and shadow play. So you get a lot of high in your face type of mobility from the shadow play. You get a lot of range, like I'm gonna kite forever with your archery, and kind of mixing this together is that you can be a very good kiting machine, but also very good gap closer. And shadow play has a lot of damage abilities, like melee damage abilities, which really you benefit a lot from wearing leather armor. And with archery, you need leather armor, so really much you get this really good synergy between two trees, which is what I liked about it. And you got some archery abilities within your actual shadow play, which like combos with a lot of your abilities within shadow play. So it's really like those two classes that really synergize, and it can be like really unpredictable with this setup, because melee is just hands down the most unpredictable. Archery is the second most unpredictable, and magic is just so predictable. So really, if you're playing between the archery and shadow play, that element of unpredictability is really there. And the defense, which I picked, just pretty much gives you survivability, having invincibility where no damage happens to you for 12 seconds. You can either catch up with cooldowns or just absorb a heap amount of damage. And self buffs to increase your health regen and just your flat health. And a nice little burst damage skills here that actually requires you to receive damage to build that up. So yeah, there's a lot of things coming out of here. Now, magic damage dealers, I couldn't really really tell you a lot about. With magic damage dealers, there's a lot of different setups. One of the setups that I really know about, you got defense. I need to Oromancy. No, Oromancy. There's like a Skull Knight where you can go like really good damage with a lot of defense. Now, this is more of like like the tank that really has a lot to himself. You could switch that out in, where's my sorcery? There it is. You go like a battle mage where you're just pretty much it's just damage. Like, let's just go like you can receive a bit of damage. You got a really lot of play with your defense, but it's like boom, let's go. I don't really want to talk too much in depth on this because I know more about the melee and archery than the actual magic damage itself. So there's a lot of, like, I find with, you know, just the magic in this game, like magic damage dealers can really infuse magic damage in a lot of different classes, and there's a lot of different styles. The one common theme is that they're usually very predictable. Like a dagger spell, you know he's going to have those fears and those sleeps. I believe it's a battle mage, you know he's going to bubble you with a fire debuff with the meteor shower. There's a lot of things that, like, I just know when I'm facing a certain class, like, he's just going to do this as a magic damage dealer. So yeah, that's one of the dangers about being a magic damage dealer, is that the predictability, but at the same time, if you're very good at landing those those skills, and within a certain order, and baiting out, you know, the CC breakers, so that when you do this, they can't, you know, cheese you and be like, haha, I got my CC breaker. It's very important as a magic damage dealer that you have to be very tactical with your decisions, and I think, you know, magic damage versus magic damage, like having those two mages go off each other, is the funnest to watch. It's really fun to watch because they both know what the other person's going to do, and they're both trying to bait each other out. And because of that, you know, you can have a good solid minute of them just, you know, oh, he did one ability and he did one ability, just trying to bait each other out. It's so funny to watch. I love it. And really it just comes down to who has the more patience to wait on their abilities to try and kill the other person. I love it. It's so fun because, you know, they're always conscious of, oh, he could do this and oh, you could do that, and it's like, oh, just test him, boom, boom, boom. It's really cool to watch. So yeah, that's my basic rundown of all the classes, kind of like the different setups you can have, and just kind of the theory behind them, all the different individual type of damage styles. So yeah, once again, I'm going to bring you footage of this like a lot more down the road, because I want to get like really good melee footage, really good archery footage, and really good magic damage footage, so I can make another revamp of this video, but in separate pieces. This was kind of like a big general, like if you're playing beta, something you can really experiment and really think about. If you have not played beta, if this entices you to actually play, I hope it does, and really like get into that whole class theory, because the PvP in this game is really fun. So yeah, once again, it's Devious Motifet, Devious Gaming, bringing you more ArcheAge, and soon to come more. I gotta get more comfortable on my knowledge base and really experimenting with a lot of things, and that's why there's a huge delay on just content, because I'm switching from WildStar to ArcheAge. I gotta relearn a whole new game, which is more in-depth theory-wise, and it's just taken a while for me to get to that content within the game and actually research it. So once again, repeating myself, it's Devious Bullfet, part of Devious Gaming. I will see you all later, and ciao.